Hey everybody, today's video is about checking your tires. I usually check my tires every couple thousand miles, and it's been a couple since I've looked at mine. I currently just hit 4,000 miles on the car, and what I like to do is use a tire gauge, and this measures the depth of the treads, and there's usually usually four tread valleys in the tire. And what you want to do is you want to use this to measure each one of those. And I usually write them down on a piece of paper, and I check usually three places on the wheel. I usually check the top and the sides, so I get kind of a better average for the depth of the treads. And one thing I'd like to do is look at the numbers as they go across. So if the depth is even all the way across, that's what you want to see. You want to see wear that is very even across the tire. If you have wear that's on the inside or the outside, that may be an indication that you have a problem with the alignment. Sometimes extra wear on the outside is just due to aggressive driving. So that's one thing that's always good to check every couple thousand miles. And this kind of leads into the next topic, which is tire rotation. I like to do tire rotations every 5,000 miles because it's just easy to remember, 5, 10, 15, 20. And I think the Fisker Ocean recommended is 6,000. I have to look that up. But in any case, 5,000 is just fine. You want to catch any abnormal wear, and you also want to make sure that the front and rear tires are wearing evenly. So if you measure the treads and find the front is about 2/32 of an inch more wear than the rear or vice versa, then you should rotate the tires. And the Fisker Owner's Manual gives you a full explanation of how to do that. It's a cross pattern that you do for the front wheel drive and another version of the cross pattern for the all-wheel drive. And I'll show you graphics on the screen right now showing you the difference between those two. You can either take it to a tire shop. I usually use, in my area, Discount Tire is very reputable and they know how to work on EVs. I take my Tesla there all the time. And that's definitely a good place to go if you don't want to do it yourself. Personally, I do all of the tire rotations myself. I have a 3-ton floor jack. I have the correct jacks for lifting the car and also the jack pad adapters. And if you look at the video up in the upper right, you'll see how I did the jack pad adapters for the Fisker Ocean. So let me go through all the four tires and see how the depth compares with each one of them, and then I'll decide if there isn't a big difference between the front and the rear tires. I'm just going to leave them as is, and if I do find a difference, then I'll do the rotation. So let's get started. Okay, I went through all four tires and took the depth measurements for all the treads, and here are the results. For the two front tires, I'm getting an average of 7/32 of an inch. Wear is very normal on them all the way across, so the front tires are looking really good. The rear tires, I'm getting on the left side an average of 7.5 30-seconds, and on this side 7.4 30-seconds. So that means that the rear tires are getting less wear than the front ones. And my thinking about this is that it's most likely since the car defaults to earth mode, which is front wheel drive, and the motor on the front driving those tires are going to get more wear than the rear ones. So I'm going to see over time if that makes any difference if I use all-wheel drive more often. but really there's not a huge amount of difference between them. It's less than 1/32 of an inch between the front wear and the rear wear, and that doesn't warrant having to rotate the tires. So I think it's good for now. As always, I check every few thousand or couple thousand miles just to make sure everything is going right with all my cars. You don't want to have a surprise if you have extreme tire wear where you need an alignment and you lose basically the value of those tires if they're getting worn prematurely. So that's about it for today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.